Before we begin this video, kindly comment and share with us where you are watching from. This will help us reach out more audience across nations. They were sent thousands of years ago, but they're not dead. While the world sleeps, they walk among us. While history wrote their stories as past, they are still living. In hidden places, in sacred moments, in realms unseen. 4 prophets, 4 mysteries, 4 divine missions that never ended. One was raised to the heavens and will return to end the greatest deception. One walks quietly among men, guiding a few, then vanishing like the wind. One lives beyond the stars, preserved in the 4th heaven for a time only Allah knows. And one continues to pray for the Ummah, fasting in silence, meeting his brother during Hajj. They don't seek fame. They don't reveal themselves. But their lives are not over. Their presence is a sign that Allah protects, preserves, and prepares. Who are these 4 prophets still alive among us? And what secrets do their continued lives hold? Stay with us and uncover a mystery that defies time, logic, and the limits of this world. They thought they had ended his story. They thought they had nailed him to the cross. But they were wrong, because Isa, Jesus, the son of Mary, never died. And he is still alive. This is not just a belief, it's a powerful truth in Islam. One that continues to shock the world, and holds one of the greatest mysteries of the unseen. Let's break it down clearly, logically, and factually. Isa, known as Jesus in Christianity, was one of the most honored prophets in Islam. He was born miraculously to Maryam, a virgin without a father. He spoke as a baby, healed the sick, gave life to the dead, and delivered a message of truth. He performed many miracles, but never claimed to be God. He always pointed people to the one who sent him, Allah. His message was simple: worship God alone, live righteously, and follow the path of truth. But just like many prophets before him, people rejected him. Some believed. Others plotted against him. Here's where the mystery begins. The enemies of Isa wanted him gone. They planned to kill him. According to Islamic belief, they set a trap to capture and crucify him. But at that very moment, Allah intervened. Isa was not killed. He was not crucified. Instead, Allah raised him up alive to the heavens. Now here's the most important part. Isa did not die. Unlike every other prophet before or after, Isa's life was interrupted not by death, but by ascension. He was taken body and soul, protected by divine power, and he still lives. This is where divine wisdom unfolds. Isa's mission wasn't complete. He came to correct his people, to spread the truth, and to prepare the world for what's coming. But the world turned his story upside down. Some called him the Son of God. Some said he died for people's sins. Others claimed he was a rebel or magician. So Allah preserved him untouched by death for a future task. And that task is still waiting. Isa is alive in the heavens, not walking among us on earth, but not in the grave either. He exists in a state only Allah fully understands: physical, real, conscious. Not a spirit, not a memory, but living. He has no grave. He has not aged like us. He is not part of our world's normal timeline. He was lifted out of it and will return to it, exactly when Allah wills. This makes Isa the only prophet in Islam who is both part of the past and the future. Isa will come back. Not as a new prophet, not with a new message, but to complete his original mission, the one the world distorted. When he returns, he will do several things. First, he will defeat the greatest evil to ever walk the earth, the Dajjal, the false Messiah. The Dajjal will deceive many people with false miracles and lies. But Isa will expose him, chase him, and kill him. Second, he will break the false ideas surrounding him. He will show the world that he is not divine, not the Son of God, not a savior in the way people imagine. He is a servant of Allah, a prophet, and a messenger. Third, he will restore justice. He will rule with fairness. He will destroy oppression. He will follow the true message of Islam and lead the people in worshiping Allah alone. During his time, there will be peace, wealth will be abundant, hatred will vanish. Even wild animals will live safely among humans. And finally, after completing his mission, he will die a natural death. Yes, only after he returns will Isa taste death, just like every human being must. The belief that Isa is alive is not just a theological detail. It's a major part of Islamic belief about the end of times. It answers huge questions. Why does evil still exist in the world? Why does confusion surround Isa's story? Why do so many different religions have such different ideas about him? The answer is simple. The story is not over. Isa is a bridge between the past and the future. He connects humanity's misunderstandings to a moment of truth that is yet to come. What makes this story even more fascinating is that only Allah knows when Isa will return. No one knows the hour. No one can predict the date. But signs are already appearing in the world: injustice, confusion, falsehood spreading fast. When the time is right, Isa will descend from the sky near a white minaret in the east. He will join the believers. He will pray behind the leader of the Muslims. And he will begin a chapter the world has long forgotten. This is not science fiction. This is not mythology. This is a future that has been foretold with absolute certainty. In a world full of falsehood, confusion, and doubt, Isa is a living proof that truth will always return. False stories don't erase reality. And Allah protects his messengers, even from death itself. He is the awaited one, not because he claimed it, but because Allah chose him for it. He was born miraculously. He lived righteously. He was lifted, not buried. And he will return, not forgotten. So when people say Isa's story is over, Islam says it hasn't even reached its most important chapter. Prophet Isa is more than just a historical figure. He is a sign, a living sign, a walking truth, waiting to return. And when he does, the world will see what it missed. Not a god, not a myth, but a man of truth, justice, and divine mission. And that's why Isa still lives among us. You may have passed by him in a crowd, or seen a stranger who helped you and vanished. You may have heard stories of a mysterious man who appears, then disappears. His name is Khidr, and many believe he still walks the earth. Khidr is one of the most mysterious figures in Islamic history. He is not like the other prophets whose lives were filled with public miracles, battles, or laws. Khidr's entire existence is wrapped in secrecy. He is best known for one moment when he met Prophet Musa. That meeting changed everything. Musa asked to follow him, but Khidr warned him, "You won't understand what I do." And he was right. Khidr took strange actions. He broke a boat. He killed a boy. He repaired a wall in a town that had been cruel to them. To anyone watching, it all looked wrong. But in the end, each of these acts had a hidden wisdom. Khidr showed that not everything in life is what it seems. Some things that look bad are actually mercy. And some things that look good are actually protection. This is the essence of who Khidr is. A teacher of hidden truths. A guide for those who seek more than what the eyes can see. Unlike most prophets or righteous men, Khidr was never mentioned to have died. In fact, many Islamic scholars and spiritual traditions believe that he is still alive today, walking the earth, helping, teaching, correcting, disappearing. What makes his case special is that he was given a unique gift, a direct connection to divine knowledge, and a lifespan that continues until Allah wills otherwise. Throughout history, there have been countless stories of people meeting someone mysterious. A man they never met before. Someone who gave them advice, guided them through danger, or revealed a truth they didn't understand at the time. And then that person was gone. These stories stretch across countries and centuries. From scholars in the deserts, to villagers in forests, to mystics on mountain paths, many have claimed to meet a man they believe to be Khidr. He appears only when needed. He says only what is required. And then he vanishes without a trace. Khidr's role is not public. He doesn't lead armies. He doesn't deliver scripture. He doesn't give sermons. His role is personal, precise, and hidden. He helps those who are chosen, those who are lost in confusion, those who are ready for deeper understanding. Khidr operates at the level of destiny. He steps in when a soul is at a crossroads. He appears when someone is about to fall or rise. And he often does things that make no sense in the moment, because his knowledge comes from a realm beyond time. This makes him more than just a teacher. He is a living symbol of divine will. Unlike Isa or Idris, Khidr is not said to live in the heaven. He lives here, in this world, but out of sight. Some traditions say he prays at the holy sites. Others say he attends every major pilgrimage, unseen by crowds. Some even say he meets with another living prophet, Ilyas, once a year, in the hidden places of the earth. But here's what truly makes him mysterious. You never know you've met him until he's gone. There's no public announcement, no identity badge, no miracles on display. He is a man of the unseen. He blends in. He watches quietly, and only reveals himself when Allah allows. Khidr's continued life is a reminder of something powerful, that not all truth is visible, that Allah's mercy can come in forms we don't recognize, and that sometimes the hardest moments in our lives are part of a hidden plan that protects us. Khidr shows us that there's wisdom behind what breaks, there's purpose behind what's taken, there's mercy behind what we don't understand. And most of all, that Allah never leaves this world without guides, even if those guides are hidden. Khidr is not a legend. He is a living proof that Allah's plan is greater than human understanding. His footsteps are silent. His wisdom is deep, and his presence is real. Some may doubt, some may laugh, but those who have met him, they never forget. And maybe, just maybe, you'll meet him one day too, but only if your heart is ready. Before the world had cities, before mankind had books, there was a man who changed everything. He was the first to write, the first to sow, the first to measure the stars, and then he vanished from the earth, not by death, but by divine elevation. This is the story of Idris, a prophet unlike any other. Idris, known as Enoch in earlier traditions, lived many generations after Prophet Adam. He was one of the early descendants of humanity, but far ahead of his time. He wasn't just a prophet, he was a thinker, a scholar, a man of invention. He was the first to use a pen, the first to teach writing, the first to tailor clothing with needle and thread, moving mankind from leaves to garments. And perhaps most mysteriously, he studied the heavens. He observed the stars, tracked time, and introduced people to celestial order. This alone makes him one of the earliest scientists in human history. But unlike today's scientists, Idris was also a prophet, guided directly by divine truth. Among all prophets, Idris was marked by a hunger for knowledge. He didn't just speak, he documented. He didn't just act, he taught others to preserve knowledge. His entire mission was about elevating the human mind and spirit. And this deep connection to wisdom brought him closer and closer to Allah. He worshipped intensely. He fasted constantly. He lived with discipline and focus, far above the distractions of the world. And then something miraculous happened. Unlike most prophets, Idris was not buried in the earth. He didn't pass through a natural death. Instead, Allah raised him to a place no man had gone before, high above. beyond the skies, into the heavenly realms. Islamic traditions state that he now resides in the fourth heaven, alive and honored. This is not symbolic. This is real. Idris was physically taken from this world, body and soul, and elevated. Why? Because his mission wasn't about one place or time. His story is part of something bigger. Idris is alive, not here, but not gone. He lives in a realm beyond our understanding. He exists in the fourth level of heaven, in peace and knowledge, waiting for a time only Allah knows. He is not aging like us. He is not caught in the struggles of this world. He is preserved, a living sign of what happens when knowledge and devotion reach their peak. Unlike Isa, who is expected to return to complete a mission, Idris's return is not predicted. But his life is a sign that some people's journeys don't end with death, they rise beyond it. Idris represents many things. First, the power of knowledge. He used the tools of intellect to serve faith. He didn't separate the mind from the soul. He combined them and became a pioneer. Second, the value of purity. He lived in a time when people were beginning to spread corruption. But he stood apart. He held tightly to truth when others drifted. And that integrity made him worthy of being raised. Third, the idea that honor comes from within. Idris didn't lead armies. He wasn't a king. But his sincerity, wisdom, and obedience brought him a reward no crown could offer. And finally, his story teaches us this: you don't have to be known by the world to be raised by the heavens. Idris's continued life is not a fantasy, it's a reality anchored in divine wisdom. It's a mystery that challenges our understanding of time, space, and purpose. He's not a legend. He's not a symbol. He's a living human being, chosen to dwell beyond the reach of death. We don't know when his life will end. We don't know if he will return to earth. But we do know this: he is alive, preserved in a realm where angels walk, close to the divine, surrounded by peace, a witness to the heavens, while the earth waits below. Idris's journey reminds us that life is more than what we see, that the people of real wisdom don't disappear, they are elevated. He showed us how knowledge can be sacred, how worship can be disciplined, and how truth can raise a person higher than mountains, higher than skies, straight into the stars. So, when we think of those who shaped our world, let's remember, one of them is still alive, watching from above, still holding the pen, still carrying the legacy. And that is the wonder of Prophet Idris, the man who was raised to the stars. He walked the earth. He preached to the stubborn. He warned his people again and again. Then, he disappeared. Not into legend, but into continued life, one of prayer, fasting, and deep worship. This is the story of Prophet Ilyas, the man who never stopped worshiping even after leaving the world behind. Prophet Ilyas lived during a time of widespread corruption. His people had turned away from the worship of Allah. They followed idols, mocked the truth, and rejected guidance. But Ilyas stood firm. He called them back with wisdom. He reminded them of their purpose. And he never gave up even when he stood alone. He wasn't loud. He wasn't dramatic. But he was determined. His strength wasn't in armies, it was in his quiet devotion. Then came a moment that changed everything. Unlike many other prophets, Ilyas didn't have a known grave. He didn't pass away before the eyes of his people. There was no mourning, no funeral, no burial. Instead, traditions say he was taken, not in death, but in preservation, lifted from the public eye, hidden from the world. From that day, his life entered the unseen. He became part of the hidden plan, still alive, still worshiping, still remembered by those who know his story. Yes, many Islamic scholars and traditions believe that Prophet Ilyas is still alive. His purpose? Worship. He is not here to rule. He does not gather followers. He's not seeking attention. Instead, he dedicates his life to pure servitude away from the noise of the world. It is said that he travels the earth in silence. He fasts during the day. He prays through the night. He asks forgiveness for the Ummah. And above all, he continues his worship without pause. One of the most mysterious parts of his story is his connection with another hidden prophet, Khidr. Many reports say that the two meet once a year. Where? During the days of Hajj. In the sacred lands, far from the eyes of pilgrims. They greet each other, exchange words, and part once again. This meeting is not a formality. It is a sign, a reminder that Allah's chosen ones are still present among us, even if we cannot see them. Their meeting shows that divine guardianship continues quietly, outside the reach of the media, the politics, and the chaos of this world. Prophet Ilyas's role is not to guide with speeches or miracles anymore. His mission is spiritual protection. He is like a hidden pillar, a worshipper whose sincerity shields generations. His prayers rise while others sleep. His fasting continues while others feast. He is a silent guardian, representing the importance of worship without recognition. This role might not seem glamorous, but in the eyes of heaven it is mighty. It teaches us that even in a world filled with noise, fame, and distractions, the quiet worshipper still matters most. What's most powerful about Ilyas's story is how little we know and how much that means. There are no images of him, no shrine, no voice recordings, and yet he exists. His mystery is his message. He doesn't need applause to remain alive. He doesn't need followers to continue his work. Allah preserved him not for leadership, but for undisturbed devotion. It is said that he never stops remembering Allah. His tongue is always moving in remembrance. His heart never strays. And that is why he was granted such an honor to keep living in worship. From Prophet Ilyas, we learn that real strength is in worship. Not in how many followers you have, not in being famous, but in being faithful. That Allah preserves his righteous servants. When the world forgets them, Allah raises them higher. That you don't need a big stage to serve a big purpose. Sometimes, the biggest impact comes from hidden places. That worship is not just for the masjid. It's a way of life, a breath, a heartbeat, a reason to exist. Prophet Ilyas didn't disappear into history. He disappeared into sacred duty. While we rush through life, chasing goals and timelines, he walks quietly, praying, fasting, remembering. A soul kept alive not for politics or power, but for purity. And maybe, just maybe, in your lifetime, your path may cross with his. You won't know it. He won't announce it. But his presence is real, like the wind, like the stars, like prayer itself. And that is the power of Prophet Ilyas, the eternal worshipper who still walks among us.